Jessie, your Guru Girl, and today I want to talk to you about something that's really important to a lot of people, and that is healthy eating, super cheap. Now today I'm out in a field next to the woods because I want to show you how you can get free food and free medicine by just being here and finding it in nature. A lot of people complain that the produce that they get at grocery stores is too expensive and that it goes bad too quick and they spend all this money and they don't know what to do with it. But what's really great is that nature gives you everything that you need, and unlike what you get at the grocery store, the plants that you find in nature are perennials. They're grown typically in virgin soils, and the roots go up to 125 feet deep, getting nutrients way deep within the soils, something that you would never get from especially conventionally grown produce, but also from organically grown produce. When produce is watered out in a field and they don't have farmers don't have good crop rotation, you don't get the quality of produce that you need to feed your body. And because it's watered via irrigation, the roots don't have to work as hard to get way down in the soil to find that water. So you're always going to have a better quality nutritional product if you go and actually forage for yourself. Whenever you're foraging wild plants, you probably want to have a plant guide. The one that I personally like is written by Marcus Rothkranz. It's called the Free Food and Medicine Worldwide Edible Plant Guide. I use this when I'm trying to figure out what plants are the best. Now, one thing that I found in this field, one of my favorite plants, is actually called plantain, and you find this stuff everywhere. It just comes in these little bunches, and it's so great for things like asthma and stomach problems. It actually has a really nice mild flavor. So I'll pick a bunch of this morning for my breakfast smoothie. Something else that I found out here in abundance is these really awesome young dandelion leaves. When they're small like this, they're not bitter like you would get in the larger ones. And dandelions are just so rich in so many nutrients and so much life force. Whenever you see dandelions taking over, huge patches of grass, you understand the life force in these things, and when you eat them, you impart that into yourself. And when you're out picking, one thing that you should also know, specifically with dandelions, is that the dandelion flowers themselves are such a rich source of lecithin. Lecithin actually can go in and scrub your arteries clean. And when you're putting dandelion flowers in a smoothie, they don't taste bitter, they don't taste weird, they're actually really, really good. So when you're picking the greens, if there's flowers, make sure you get the flowers too. I'm fighting the bees for the flowers. They're actually eating it while I'm picking them. Okay. They say that nature actually gives you exactly what you need, and in my own front garden, which I haven't been weeding very much this year just because of work and things, I have this beautiful plant that's growing, which is generally a weed, and most people would pull it or consider it, taking over my garden. But this is a polygonum species of plant, and this particular plant is known as smartweed or knotweed. It actually contains more resveratrol than red wine, and it's got a deliciously mild flavor to it. It grows these pretty flowers, so I'm going to harvest some of these green leaves, and I'll put these in my smoothie too. You can see the life force of this plant. It's just completely taken over, and it's another one of those things that when you consume a plant with life force that's this strong, you're really going to feel it after you eat it. I'm actually out on my deck today, and usually in the summer I grow tomatoes, so you see my tomato plants. And when I planted some of my tomatoes, this plant came up this year. This is called lamb's quarter or goosefoot. And I decided not to cut it down because it's such a delicious species. It tastes a lot like spinach. It's really healthy for you. They also call it wild quinoa, so you can actually grow the seed or grow them until they come to seed and harvest the seeds and eat them like quinoa. So I'll keep that. I'm going to harvest some of this for my smoothie too. Other things that I like to put in my smoothies are carrot greens. So these are just carrots that I'm growing on my deck, so I'll grab some of these. These are celery. This is a celery plant. These are celery greens, so I'm going to grab some of these. It'll give it a really nice fresh flavor. And then behind I have one of my favorite herbs, and that's mint. Mint grows like crazy wherever you put it, and it gives this really delicious minty taste to all the smoothies. So I'll grab some of that too. After you've gathered all of your weeds, you can come home and make the breakfast of champions, which is going to be an amazing smoothie. You probably want to use a high-speed blender or high-powered blender like a Vitamix. That's going to give you the best results in terms of kind of grinding it up and make it really nice and smooth. So, and you want to order your ingredients this way. So I like to use a little bit of water, so I'll use some filtered water. I also like orange juice. If you can get fresh squeezed orange juice, that's probably better. This is a raw pressure treated orange juice, so I'll use that, but you can use whatever you have. This is just going to sweeten it up. I also like really, really creamy smoothies, so bananas, because you know, who doesn't like bananas in their smoothie? And then I'm going to take all of our weeds that we harvested and we rinsed off really well when we got back and put those in there. I know you're probably saying that looks really, really weird, but trust me, it's great. I like my smoothies to be a little bit tart, so I have some cranberries, so I'm going to put some cranberries in. I really like the sourness of it. And then I usually use a whole bag of frozen blueberries. These are wild blueberries. If you can in season harvest them, that's probably the best. And then there's 3 products that I really like to use. They're made by Marcus Rothkranz. He has a protein powder, a wild force greens formula, and a vitamin C formula. And I just use these to add a little bit of bulk and extra nutrition to my smoothies. So, I mean, I don't really measure it out. I just kind of put in whatever I think tastes good. And then, after it's all blended up, what I'll do is, this is kombucha that I actually made and rebottled in an old bottle. I'll add this at the very end. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to blend it all up while you have your moment of metal. To pour them so that we can have some breakfast. Oopsie. It's really good. It's really minty. You can really taste the mint in that. It really freshens it up, and there's a lot of things that you can do with this. If you like it a little bit sweeter, you can add more bananas, you can add more orange juice. If you want it more bitter, you can put dandelions in. If you want it more astringent, you can add a little bit more plantain, just whatever you want. If you like this video, or you want to see more like this video, there's a like button someplace down here. Like and subscribe. Okay, thanks. See ya. Bye.